Good afternoon. Lighting is not very good. Well, I have windows here, so I'm going to take you on the house tour. Again, this is an apartment, and I'll show you a picture of the front from the outside. I'm probably gonna do a video outside at some point because it's pretty nice today. I think it is, yeah, 68, which is nice for us in New York for late October. So sorry if this keeps like turning. It's not straight. I'm gonna try and straighten it out before I do the tour. So here we go. Okay, so this is the front door, and there's my printer that does not work. I got it from an old job, so I have a bunch of printer cartridges, so I would like to get it working again. It's just black and white, but if I can't, I'll get rid of it. I may just buy a new one because I do want color. Because my son just got married a couple weeks ago, this plastic bag is wildflower seeds or whatever, so I got to do something with them. That's my binder for work that I have to put in my backpack, but when I work from home, this is where I typically sit. I just have this Amazon desk. That's a table that I found on the side of the road, so I grabbed that, and that chair was with the table, and I grabbed that for free. Works perfectly fine. And my backpack. So this is typically where I sit. You've seen some of my videos with this as the backdrop, but that's when you kind of come right in from the front door. Then you come into my kitchen, pardon the shoes, and again, I'm not OCD with cleaning and neatness, so I live a life. But this big box was a laminator that I bought like 2 years ago that I've never even opened, so I was going to get into that today. And I bought the wireless Rode mic, so gotta put that to, not together, but I gotta figure out how to use that. So anyway, this is the kitchen. So there's my coffee pot. That's my pantry. This is my kitchen. I have dishes to do. I just cooked bacon. I've got dishes to do and wash, but I have to empty the dishwasher first, and I just got home about an hour ago. So out here is my laundry room. I have these 2 cubes that I use for storage. Mainly the ones on the right are like all baking stuff. I really want to sell some of the stuff. I don't bake much anymore. Even before I went kind of carnivore keto, I kind of was slowing down, but those are some spring blankets I got to get put away in a tote, and I just have to clean up. Those 2 bags on the floor are donations, and this is where I keep my coat rack. Sometimes I bring it in the house, sometimes I'll leave it out here. And because I live in an apartment, this building has 4 units, and my unit happens to be the one with all of the crap. So that's what all of this is. Furnace and all the piping. So, and then out that door is my garage, which we'll take a look at, but it is an absolute mess. I have to umbrella stand that Bob made me. I have a kayak resting on the floor that I need to mount onto the wall. My Peloton's over there. What else do we have? My AC units need to get put up on something. It's crazy out here. So yeah, this needs attention. I have a couple of empty totes, but I need to sort things out, and I just need to get my ass together. All right. So that's the other angle. There's a hot water tank back there. Okay, let's go back into the kitchen. In the summertime, I keep the door closed. In the wintertime, I keep this kitchen door open because this room puts off a lot of heat. And I don't pay for heat, but I just use the heat from this room anyway. All right, so there's the outside, there's the other building, but otherwise, you know, I've got some pretty good privacy. We might step outside in a couple minutes, we'll see. So here's my sectional. So this is my front room. This is where I sit to watch all of my videos, and that's my TV. This door over here is a bathroom. This apartment has 3 bathrooms. This is the world's smallest bathroom, but it's really just, you know, a powder room for anybody who comes over. And then I have this kind of closet. I just keep my vacuum cleaner and some totes back here and just my coats. It's convenient, but there's not a coat closet by the front door, so. All right, let's go upstairs. These are me and my kids. That's my middle son who's in the Navy, and then that's my daughter, my oldest son that got married, and my middle son that's in the Navy. Okay, let's go upstairs. This is a linen closet, believe it or not. It's bigger than it looks. So it actually goes way back and more to the left, but so. It's my daughter. Okay, so this is her room. She's away at college. What I have to do today, this is all of her artwork. She is over there for art. But that table is my sewing machine table, which I want to put back into my bedroom. I have yarn that I'm going to move from my bedroom against that wall. And this box is a desk that I bought that is going to go underneath these shelves against this wall. So that's a project for today. But just so you can get an idea of the size of the room, closet. So let's go back out here. And this typically is the hall bathroom, but it's basically hers when she's here. Okay, so we have this bathroom, which, this is cool, a cool feature, which then goes into a shower room. This shower room goes into my bathroom, but there's a door on either side, so when you're taking a shower, you can shut both doors, but you have access all the way through like a circle. We'll come back through that way. And this is the hallway into my room. This is another one of my children. Okay, so this is my room. Yarn, sewing stuff. I don't really sew. I wanted to get into it, and I just haven't. My jewelry box. Okay, so that's a walk-in closet. I'll show it to you. And then that's my bathroom. That goes into the shower room that then comes out that other side. Purses are up in that tote. That very top shelf that looks like a complete mess is all kind of like wintry stuff. In the summertime, I usually just pile sweaters and sweatshirts up there, so I have to pull that all down. And the stuff on the left side of my closet, I don't wear that much. And it's also like work blazers and things. My horrible shoe rack that, if that ever gets disassembled, I'll never be able to get it put back together again because it's a nightmare. And then my clothes that I wear all the time. I have a safe up there. And my sewing machine has been sitting on the floor, so I got to get that on its table. These are just projects that I completed that I have to put someplace. Okay. And then a bunch of other shoes on the floor. So my end table, which is a mess. So that's all the yarn that I need to take down. This desk used to be where that yarn is. I had moved it over here because this wall just seems so empty. I really do like the desk here though. But once that yarn comes down, I think my sewing table will go over there with the sewing machine and that'll be fine. I got to reorganize these bookshelves between this one and the one downstairs, but I just got that TV put up on the wall. I had a much bigger TV that was sitting on the dresser, but the leg broke on it. So I just decided to go with a smaller TV because I don't watch it that much up here. And I had to get a new universal remote, which I just programmed a couple minutes ago. So thankfully that went fine. But this is where my Mac is. I do really like sitting here, and when I write, because I do write as a hobby, I like to sit here and do it. If I'm editing videos, if I'm not on my laptop, this is where I am. I got a new neck holder for my cell phone, so I've got to kind of figure out how that completely works. My jewelry box. Okay, so let's just go back through and out this way. So the funny thing with these bathrooms, they don't have any vanities. So, you know, I have this little 3-drawer, whatever. And this is pretty much where I get ready and all my perfumes. And my daughter made that for me. Okay, so we're gonna go out through the shower. I wonder if I can change. Let's see. No, not gonna work for me. Okay, never mind. We won't screw with that. So yeah, this is the shower. And then we're back into her bathroom. So that's pretty cool the way that they have that set up. I do love that. So we're gonna go back downstairs and then maybe we'll take a step outside, which I'm pretty sure I already showed you the outside before, but I'm not really positive. So we'll just go do that. So that's my umbrella table thing. I have to put that in the garage pretty soon. So nice out. So there's my grill. These towels are out here so that I can cover my plants when we get frost warnings. This is a fire table, but I haven't used it since the day I bought it. And there's no tank in it, so. But this is the privacy that I have. I mean, with the exception of this building, and they're never there, that car actually goes to one of these other buildings. I have all of this privacy. This road's a little busy. And then I have neighbors on the other side of me, but they're never back here unless they have a fire right there. So I love where I live just because I have this privacy. Not a lot of these buildings get that. A lot of them have neighbors on top of neighbors. So this is a really nice spot for what I pay. But you can see what I was talking about in my other video. Like, there's 4 garage doors and each one leads into your apartment. So you either have an apartment on the top floor. Well, they have some on the bottom too, where they're just 1-floor apartments or a townhouse. Usually you'll have 2 flats and 2 townhouses per building. Not all of them are like that, but most are. So I do love my setup here. I mean, I can't complain. Like I said, I've been here 5 years. I started paying $11.20, I think. My heat is included, my water is included, and my trash removal is included. And I'm paying $13.50 now. It's going to $14.50 in January. I do plan to buy something, but I can't right now. So I am getting things in order to be able to do that, but it's gonna probably take me 2 years. But I have a plan, and that's what we're working towards. So I guess that's it for the house tour. So I will check in with you guys in another video. Have a good day.